Happy Saturday, guys. I'm long time no see. I've missed you. Things have been a little wild over for Cook Family 3.0. I had intended to let you know that I was okay but wasn't going to be posting a video last week, and that slipped through. We've had some adventures and some ordeals in the last couple weeks that have made blogging and just normal life schedule things, it's just made those things very difficult. And if I had made a video last week, if I had been able to, I don't know that it would have gone so well. I think it would have been I think I would have just said a lot of things that I didn't need to say. So I will share with you when we're a bit through some of those things. We're going through them currently. We're not out of them yet. And I just don't want to talk about some of them because sometimes you just got to keep those things in here. All right? So we are okay. We're on our way. We're all fine. Some of them are just low-level things, like the home button on my phone is no longer working, so it's making my phone difficult to use. I have found some workarounds, but some of them are just as minor as that, just making a whole day more difficult than it needed to be. So we're okay. Just if you're praying kind, if you could just be praying for us, that'd be awesome. So what am I talking about this week? I am talking about something that I didn't know that I would ever talk about, that has kind of come up in the last 2 weeks that I didn't know I really thought about, or I kind of developed thoughts and opinions and feelings on them that I didn't really have before, or I kind of fleshed out some of those. I don't know if you're like that, but things in life will kind of happen that have you confront, even if they're good things. I don't always mean bad. Confront does not always mean bad. Doesn't always mean argument or disagreement. Sometimes it's just a conversation with someone and you are confronted with new information that you are then like, oh, I'm going to think differently now. And so I am talking about those terrible twos. I'm talking about being a mom of a 2-year-old. How many toddler moms we got? All right, show me your hands. I can't see them. I made you raise your hand. All right. No, really. I bet there's a lot of you. And if you are a toddler mom, share this with your other toddler mom friends. But if you aren't a toddler mom, but you know a toddler mom, or you know people who know toddlers, you should just, basically, if you're ever around a toddler, you should just watch this video. Let's try. Let's try to stop saying terrible twos. Let's also try to stop saying teachable twos and terrific twos. Let's just say two. Just say, I have a 2-year-old. They're 2. Let's just say that, because that is a fact. They are 2. Yep, that is a 2-year-old. My son is a 2-year-old. He is a toddler. Ta-da! He is not terrible. He's not always terrible. He's not always teachable. And he is not always terrific. But he is terrific at times. He is very teachable and has been terrible. Okay? And being his mom has been terrific. It's been teachable. I have learned a lot. And it's been terrible sometimes. I'll just be honest. I'm just going to be honest with you. This is not a video about, we should stop saying terrible twos because it's awesome. No, okay. I'm going to admit to you, there's some garbage parts of parenting a toddler. Like hard parts. Like dumpster fire. Like some days, you just kind of just chalk them up to, well, that was today. I'm not going to lie to you. On my calendar this week, I have like a place where I put the 3 things I want to get done for the day, like dishes, record my blog, and study for MOPS. Like those will be my 3 things I have to get done that day. I'm not going to tell you that this week I didn't just write across all 3 lines, survive. Because that was what I was doing that day. I don't want to have a bad attitude and act like every day I'm just barely getting through and I'm just surviving. Because to a degree, yes, this is kind of a season of survival. But I want to have a good attitude. I want to still believe that I can get things done and have goals and not be so hopeless that my life is just up in the air and I have no control over it at all. But I want to be flexible enough to understand that sometimes I can have my plans and that's not how it's going to go. All right? So why do I want to talk about this? Not terribly long ago, had a incident where I was visiting someone in the hospital and Victor was with me and we were in the hallway and someone said, "Oh, how old is he?" And it was a nurse and I said, "Oh, he's 2." She said, "Oh, terrible 2s." And I was like, "What? You were just smiling, talking about how great he was, how sweet. Terrible 2s. You've never met my son. This woman wasn't introduced to him, just saw him. She knows nothing about him, nothing about me, nothing about my husband, nothing about how we parent our child, nothing. Just terrible. You see a 2-year-old, you find out somebody's got a 2-year-old, and you're like, oh, terrible 2s. You just are speaking it out there, just blurting that out there about somebody you don't really know well or someone you know really well, and just confessing that it's going to be terrible. I don't want to confess that a whole year of my child's life and my life is going to be terrible. There are days that are very hard with a 2-year-old. There are. I mean, I will not lie to you and say I've not seen him laying on the airport floor just kind of having a meltdown. I'm not saying he hasn't melted down right in front of my pastor as we were walking into the door. Like we were walking, like he's walking, and then he's crying about popcorn at 9 o'clock in the morning. That happened. You know what I did? I just picked him up and walked into the building. I didn't yell. I didn't get mad. I didn't squeeze his arm and reprimand him later. I just carried him. I don't know why he was crying about popcorn. He has a lot of emotions. I too have many emotions. And I bet you, person watching this, also have many emotions. Where as we've grown up and people grow up and develop, they learn to tamp those feelings down or to conceal, don't feel, and we're not going to talk about it. They don't know that yet. So all of the feelings are there all of the time. So all of the sad, I want to eat popcorn at 9 o'clock in the morning feelings that were happening in his personhood at that time came out in the form of just a puddle of a toddler. That's all right. I'm not teaching him to do that. I'm not like, well, that's okay. I'm not rewarding that. I don't want him to do that, but it's going to happen. And he's got a lot of emotions. I have to teach him to deal with them. When you're frustrated, like Daniel Tiger says, ask for help, okay? And now my son recognizes frustration, even in me. I was driving and I was, and you know what he said? He said, Mommy, frustrated. Mommy, frustrated. I said, I know, baby. Mommy's frustrated. I got to ask for help. I'm sorry. And you teach your kids about emotions, they can deal with their own, but they have a lot of emotions. They've got big feelings in just a really little space. Sometimes they come out really big in the form of a meltdown. And you know what? I have really big emotions. And I mean, I too have a pretty small frame, so sometimes mine come out like that too. But I have to teach him to manage those. But 2 isn't just about emotions. They get excited. It's not all just this terrible, they don't listen and they're whatever. They love to learn and they love to help. 2-year-olds love to help. And that's probably one of the reasons that it's frustrating as a parent. They just want to help. So you know what? I just give them stuff to do to help. My son is 2 and he exclusively feeds our cat. Like he can feed the cat. You kind of gotta watch because, he'll spill it a lot. Or one time, he just kept feeding the cat. Like, oh, I put some food in your dish. He went and got more and filled up the bowl till it overflowed. It It's fine. He said, ooh, big mess. And I said, I taught you that. It's okay. We don't have to be upset about every mess. It's not a big deal, buddy. Let's just clean it up. And we did. And it's not a big deal. He's not done that since then. But he wants to help. So I let him help. We find ways to help. There are some things I can't let him help with, or I'm not at the place in my life where I want to. Like when I'm cooking and I'm like actively cooking food on the stove. I'm like, bro, this is fire. Can mommy have this? Can you play? You can even play in the kitchen. Can you just not bother me at the stove? Please, please. But they want to help. They want to be with you. They want to learn stuff. They love to learn stuff. Everything is new and exciting. Everything. Now, sometimes it's hard because everything's new and exciting and they're getting a lot of stimulation and then they get a lot of feelings and then they're sometimes really happy. Sometimes not happy, but learning to slow myself down to enjoy this and not making it terrible. Part of the reason that we sometimes think things are terrible is our attitude and our perception of those things. They don't all have to be that. So I'm talking about not calling them terrible twos or assuming that 2-year-olds are terrible. But really, the core of this message in this video is that we change our perspective on situations and things in life to where we see them for what they are and the beauty in them and not just all the bad negative things. Because sometimes changing our attitude will change that whole situation. And it won't at all be terrible. Sometimes we assume things because we don't know. Research, find out, ask questions. Sometimes we think something's terrible because we've never been there, we've never tried it, we've never seen it before, and we don't know. Find out who might know. Ask them. I didn't know what being a parent was going to be like. I got to watch my best friend become a mom. And she was a mom for couple of years before I became a mom, and you know what? I learned a lot, and she's still teaching me a lot of stuff, and I'm grateful for people who've gone before me and they were married and I got to talk to them about marriage and learn things. It's our attitude determines so much. I don't want to assume that 2 is going to be terrible. There are days that it feels very true. There are moments, just moments in days where it feels like that. But there are so many more days and so many more moments that are not terrible at all. They're amazing. They're downright fun. I enjoy the joy that he has over listening to Country Roads 8 times in a row. Am I a little annoyed that it's 8 times in a row? Absolutely. But when a few days later, when he's singing Country Roads in the backseat of the car, just because, and there's no music playing, let me just tell you, being a mom of a 2-year-old is awesome. I have so much fun when we turn off the light in his room at night and he sees his glow-in-the-dark stars on the ceiling and he goes, wow. You know why he does that? Because when I turn off the lights, I say wow. Because I'm still amazed at how cool they are. I want to have joy and wonder and enjoy this season. Whatever it is. Some seasons are tough. And listen, I didn't post a video last week because we're having some tough stuff happen. But there's still great things in this season. There's still wonderful things that I won't always have a 2-year-old. He won't always want to sit in my lap and cuddle me and talk to me and kiss my cheeks a million times. And I won't always have somebody melting down on my floor though too. So I kind of look forward to that. But guys, it's just about changing our perspective and seeing 2-year-olds for the amazing people that they are. 2-year-olds are awesome. So, I don't know. Hug a toddler. Please, hug a toddler parent. Maybe slip them a $20 bill. Tell them to treat themselves. Just a thought. Just a thought. But happy Saturday, guys. I'm glad I came back to see you and made this video. I hope you enjoy it. Share it with some toddler parents you know, or people who are in contact with wonderful, wild and crazy 2-year-olds. I hope you have a wonderful long weekend. It's a holiday weekend. And enjoy your family and friends, guys. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.